Hi guys, and welcome to Wellness Wednesday, and we are doing Mental Strength Part 2. My name is Mary Fulton. I am an instructor trainer and just your regular next door neighbor over here. So anyway, I wanted to chat with you guys and do a little review on last week. So let's see if people can hear me this time. We're trying to Part 2. If not, I'm going to have to move locations. Can you hear me? Rita Andrews. Alan Jones, hi, welcome. Can you guys hear me? Yay! Okay, so maybe it was just a connection or something like that. Okay, perfect. So everybody can hear me and we can get started now. Oh, thank you. And thanks for letting me know so that my video wasn't silent and I was just all by myself. So I really appreciate it. Okay, we're going to get started right now. I'm just going to share this really quick. So last week, we had a really great conversation about mental strength. And thanks for your support, you guys. And I wanted to do a quick review just in case you missed it, okay? So last week we talked about the first 3 tips of mental strength. And the first one was having an unshakable belief that you will achieve something, okay? And then number 2 was having the unshakable belief that you possess unique qualities just to you. And the third one was remain fully focused in the face of personal destruction. And if you didn't get to watch our video, please go to my YouTube. It's only 15 minutes long, and I really think you're going to benefit from it. So please go back and watch that one. Today, we are going to be talking about 3 different tips, and then next week I'll have a part 3. So we have more coming to you. Hopefully they've been helpful for you. I wanted to start out with a verse to start us off. Just talking about mental strength, and last week I talked about running the race. So this one is called Jars of Clay. And if you've never heard this one, I just want you to picture a jar of clay and what it looks like. And think about, do you remember the movie Ghost? How like in the movie, like they're shaping and molding that clay, and how it, it's on that tabletop spinner, and how the creator has to like mold and push and pull and do so many things with like a jar of clay. It's pretty amazing. So I was just thinking about that and how I feel in life, and like I am like a jar of clay, and how we're being molded and shaped, and that kind of goes together with mental strength. So it says, but we have this treasure in the jars of clay to show that this all-surpassing power is from God and not from us. We are hard pressed on every side, but not crushed. We are perplexed, but not in despair. Persecuted, but not abandoned. Struck down, but not destroyed. And that comes from 2 Corinthians 4, chapter 4, verses 7 through 10. But just thinking about that imagery of a jar of clay, and how, it has to be pushed and pulled in so many ways. But I love the hope in this verse, because I love that it says, hard pressed on every side, but not crushed. And perplexed, but not in despair. So, and then persecuted, but not abandoned. And then struck down, but not destroyed. And it's just so beautiful to me, because I think we can all relate to that, some of these moments in our life, right? Whether we're going through some hardships or different things, whether it's relationships, deaths, work situations, or, just things that were going on internally inside of us. But just to have that hope in the jars of clay. And so I wanted to really share that verse with you. I love you too, Nate. Share that verse with you, because as a young girl, I always ran to this verse. Actually, I didn't think I was going to share this, but I'm going to share it. So when I was 16, here, I'll just be very open. My father struggled with alcoholism. And so when my dad had been like in rehab for a long time, and then he was sober for about 7 years after I was born. But when I was about 7, he started to struggle with it again, and he would go back and forth. And so at 16, my dad would try to go and get better and not, and so he ended up passing away tragically. He had like a heart attack, and he was actually in TJ, Mexico. He wasn't home. He had been missing for about 3 days. And I didn't know I was going to share this, but I just feel called to share it. He had been missing for 3 days. We didn't know where he was. And we got this phone call. Oh gosh, here are the tears coming. And, whew, okay, sorry guys, I didn't know I was going to share this, but I feel called to share it. So, we got the phone call, and, let me gather myself. Deep breaths, Mary Fulton. And so, we got the phone call that he was gone, and so it was really intense because we had to go back to Mexico and bring him back, and it was just like really, really messy and really, really tragic, like whew, right in your face, right? Which built the little person that I am today because of these hardships I went through. But the first thing I did, you guys, because at the time I had been kind of going to a youth group and stuff, I ran in the house and grabbed my Bible. I didn't know like where to go. But I ran to God's Word and found that hope and peace. And that's the beginning of my journey with God. So, you're going to hear me talk about verses and about God and different things, because that's who I am. That's part of who I am. And that was that pivotal moment in my life where I found God, like in a totally different way. So when you're 16 and your dad's gone and you don't know what's going to happen next, you quickly start to look at your life with a different filter. Like, oh my gosh, money and everything else really doesn't matter, but the people we love, and taking every second and every moment with them, right? So I'm really sorry, I didn't plan on all this. And so the reason why I'm sharing it is because, in that moment, I ran to the foundation that had been building in my life, which was learning about God. And so that takes me back to the jars of clay, because, oh man, we went through 5 years of some hell just because we didn't have money and we were moving. I think I moved like 10 times, and but we just kept pushing, and my faith in God is what got me through it, and that mental toughness that I had to quickly grab onto at 16, because everybody was going out and having parties, and I was like trying to figure out how we were gonna work and just get like to step B, which was like, where are we gonna live next? And so let me share that part again. So we are hard pressed on every side, but not crushed. So it felt like I was crushed, but I was not. God always held me in his hand. Perplexed, but not in despair. So there was pain, whew, but there was always hope. There was always hope, because I knew that there was more beyond this moment and where we were. And then persecuted, but not abandoned. Never abandoned. God was always with me. Struck down. Oh, we had a lot of stuff. We got cars repoed. We had bees. We have some stories. But you know what? Me, my mom, and my sister. Ooh, we did it together. My brother-in-law, and we went through some fighting and some crazy stuff. But that was like some crazy crap, and it stayed with me for a long time. And sometimes I think that, how I'm kind of crazy and a little bit like I'm a little kid sometimes. I think I got stuck at 16 sometimes because I had to push pause on that 16-year-old girl and become like a 25, 26-year-old woman. So I had to like grow up pretty quick and, work. And that was kind of in my bloodline. We're going to work. And with my kids, I'm like, dude, you guys better get it together, because like I had to get it together quickly. But I wanted to share that verse with you, and just encourage you that you are not going to be abandoned, that you are not going to be destroyed, and that you are not going to be in despair, because, well, number one, God is always with you, and he has you, and he's got big plans for all of us. And in the midst of pain, self-destruction, bad decisions that we make, he still loves us, and he still gives us grace every day. We don't have to earn that. It's just love, and he just gives it to us and he showers us with it. Wow, I really went on a whole nother level. I really felt called to share that with you guys. So this leads me into our next part. So I had to yes, you had to push pause at 14. Oh, I know, Mike, you have gone through some hard stuff. And I bet you all of you guys, hi Carrie, hi Sophia, have gone through your struggles. And you have your stories. And you know what's beautiful about these stories is that they can encourage other people. So whatever you've gone through, whether it's embarrassing or not, don't be scared to share it, because that's when we get to shine and to be there for other people as we go through. As we've gone through something, we can hold somebody else's hand and help them through their fire so that they can get through it. So I love you too, Grace. I'm going to cry some more. I'm sorry. I'm such a freaking crier. And man, I hit you guys with a big bomb tonight. I'm sorry. So let's talk about mental toughness. So I had to get some mental toughness, but like quick, like suck it up, girlfriend. You got to do this. So an insatiable desire to succeed, number one. So I'm not going to say what's your driving forces, because we all have different driving forces for mental toughness. Some of us are driven by money. You want to earn money. You want some stability. Some of us are driven by approval, right? Whether that's friendships, spouses, parents. Some of us are driven by, maybe some competition in the background, right? So we all have external forces that drive us, and we can talk about that on another night, because I read this really cool book that talks about that and where you're at. So I'm going to bring that into a Monday motivation. That'll be good. But we all have different reasons why we have certain desires and things that we want to do. But in order to continue with the mental toughness, you have to have that insatiable desire to succeed. You got to be hungry for it. So let's use me as an example. I was hungry for making sure that I had money so I could eat. So I had to fight out there, and I would work double shifts, and I had 3 waitressing jobs, and I went to school at the same time at Cal State Long Beach, because I had to get it together. That was the mental toughness. But you got to be hungry for it. So what is it out there that right now that you want? Because we have time right now. We have time to think about these things, like I said last week. And developing that mental toughness in these times that we're going through, which these are dark times, they're hard on us, but they're also the time where we're being molded and shaped. So how do you want to be molded and shaped? And are you going to take some of those, remember, there's some pushing and pulling inside of that jar of clay, but you can thrive under that pressure. When the pressure comes, because it's going to come, whatever you're doing, that desire, you got to become hungry for it. What are you hungry for out there? Is it rebuilding yourself? Is it rebuilding a relationship? Is it rebuilding a company? Is it starting something new? Is it changing something? You've been scared to make a change, and you don't even know how to start. But man, you want to. But you got to go with that hunger, that insatiable desire, and you got to thrive under the pressure. Know that there's going to be pressure. Whatever you're going for out there, there's going to be pressure. Just expect it. Expect it, but instead of letting that pressure crumble you, guess what? Come out of it stronger. Number 2, mental toughness. Accept competition anxiety is inevitable. So if you are out there and you are going to do something new, that mental toughness, you need to already know that you're going to have that, there's going to be anxiety. So if we go into a new project and expect everything to work out perfectly, we're actually setting ourselves up for disaster. You got to know already that you're going to have anxiety in whatever you're going to do that you're coming at, and you want to develop that mental toughness. You got to know that there's going to be anxiety, and that's okay. Everybody gets anxiety. We all handle it differently. We all go through it differently, but there's going to be anxiety. So you need to know that it's there and accept it, and then walk through it. Walk through the fire. Walk through the anxiety. You got to just be like pushing through it. And that's part of, right? Let's go back to the jars of clay. what do you got to do after you mold that clay? You got to put it in the fire, right? It has to burn up to turn into something new, right? So accept the anxiety that's going to come. Know it's coming. And then take it on. Let's go. Fire it up, baby. And then number 3. Oh, yes, Sam Joe gives me so much anxiety competition because of the Shakeology challenge. I'm so winning, Sam Joe. Can you guys give me some hearts that I'm beating Sam Joe really quick? He's on here right now. I need some hearts. Mary Fulton is winning the challenge. Okay, number 3. Not being adversely affected by others' performance. Listen again. Not being adversely affected by others' performance, good or bad. All right? So, how many of you are totally affected by you're doing something and then you look and you're like, oh shoot, that person's doing that. Should I do that too? Oh crap. Oh wait, they're not. Oh no, I got to do that one. Uh-oh. Like you're feeling, so I know we all do it, right? I mean, some of us probably struggle with it more than others, okay? But you got to be honest with yourself. But you can't let the outside affect you and your journey, right? So like for me personally, I'm doing these videos, I'm doing like workouts. Do you know how many workout people there are on YouTube? There's like bajillion. And there's a whole bunch on Facebook everywhere. But guess what? I'm actually not competing with any of them. I'm competing with me. So my only competition is myself. Because if I don't believe in myself and I'm true and genuine to myself and who I am, I'm not going to thrive. Because people aren't going to believe me. That's why I tell you, hey, I don't use a teaspoon of peanut butter. I use a whole cup. I'm not going to lie to you. That's why I cry on the screen. Because this is who I am. And you know what? The people that want to follow me are going to come along for the ride, the roller coaster of Mary Fulton and all her crazy ideas. And those of you that you can't handle me, it's okay. It's totally okay. Don't worry about it. My feelings aren't hurt. Because there's a bajillion people out there, right? And so me looking and being like, oh no, I'm not doing enough like that girl. I gotta have the perfect body. I gotta have the perfect hair. Shoot, my kids are falling apart over here. You know what, guys? You know what I've been learning in the last 4 years is that I always tried to make sure I was keeping it all together. And I'm finally realizing that I'm not gonna try to do that anymore. Is that funny? I'm just letting go. It's okay. It's okay that I made mistakes. It's okay that I'm not perfect today on this. It's okay if I have some, frizzy hair today. It's okay. It's okay. And I kind of like it. I feel free. I feel free to be myself, and I feel like I can be human with you. So, here comes my child during my video. Yes, dear. What do you need? You want to say hi to my friends? Everybody? Wait, you got to see Cliffy. Oh, he's so cute. Look how cute he is. He's missing all his teeth. Look, teeth. And look at his hair. He's rocking the Beatles hair. He wants to show you all his teeth. Look at that. Okay. All right, what do you need? I'm almost done. We're going on a bike ride right after this video. Give me 2 minutes.
Can I not use a helmet?
Okay, we'll talk about it later. Okay, we'll talk about it after. He doesn't want to use a helmet. He needs to wear a helmet. Okay, so back to our focus. So basically, I was just saying, don't focus on anybody else. What's your dream? What is your dream? I don't know where you're at right now, what you want to do, but don't worry about what, Susie next door thinks about it, or what, Gramps thinks about it. What do you think about it? How do you feel about it? Okay, I've lived my life way too much on people's approval forever and acceptance since I was I can't even remember. And it's not that I don't care, but I'm growing up finally and realizing that, you know what, I'm just going to be myself, and it's okay if some people don't like me and if I'm annoying to some and to others not. But I'm going to work on my dream, and that's part of mental toughness too. And coming to terms with who you are too. You don't have to be anybody else. Like I said last week, you are uniquely made. You have your own special gifts. And God made you that way. And you're amazing in your ways. And you don't have to be like anybody else. Now, if you want to take your talents to the next level and be better Yeah, let's do that. But don't compare yourself anymore. We don't need to do that. How many people do we see on social media every day, and we see their lives and we're like, oh my gosh, they have the perfect family. I wish I was, oh, they're in Bora Bora and I'm not. I'm at home eating nuts on the couch. Oh no, let's not do that. Let's do this. Awesome. They're having an amazing time. What do I want to do? Do I want to be in Bora Bora? Well, yeah, I do. But, maybe you want to pick something else. Whatever it is. Mental toughness. Don't be affected by what others are doing. Or what if they're doing bad things? Should we let that affect us too? What if they're not doing good over here? Should you let that pull you over? Really, no. I mean, that's their life too. Unless they're your best friend and you feel like you need to speak into their life. I mean, everybody's living their life. And so you don't worry about being affected by others. Stay in tune with where you need to go and where you need to be. So that's the other mental toughness. So these are hard though, right? This is like digging, you guys. I'm giving you 3 of these, but man, this is, they're deep. So I'm going to repeat these 3 and then I'm going to finish you off with a quote before you go. Okay? So number 1, the insatiable desire to succeed. So be hungry for whatever that goal is and go for it. So right now mine is to grow my brand. I don't know every day where I'm going, but I'm taking one step at a time and I'm hungry for it and I want it to happen and this is my chance and I'm going to go for it because I'm going to regret it forever if I don't. Accept competition anxiety is inevitable. There's going to be anxiety. I got anxiety every day. I'm going to work through it and learn how to be better when anxiety comes. When anxiety comes, instead of having a heart attack and falling on the floor, I am going to stand up against it and work through it. Number 3, not being adversely affected by others' performance, good or bad. I'm not going to compare myself to what everybody else is doing. I need to stay focused on what I'm going to do and be happy for everybody else where they're at. We don't need to be jealous. We just need to lift each other up and not compare ourselves. You're not a bad person if you're not doing baking and making cake pops and they are. It's okay. You can go do whatever you do. That's awesome. All right. So I'm going to leave us with acceptance that competition anxiety is inevitable. Yep. Yes, Sam Joe. It is inevitable. He keeps saying that because he thinks he's better than me at the Shakeology, but I have him. Okay, here's my quote to leave you with. Don't wait until everything is just right. It will never be perfect. There will always be challenges, obstacles, and less than perfect conditions. So what? Get started now. With each step you take, you will grow stronger and stronger and more skilled and more self-confident and more successful. And this is by Mark Victor Hansen. So, yes, I'm very competitive, Sam Joe. I'm going to say this one more time. Don't wait until everything is just right. It will never be perfect. There will always be challenges, obstacles, and less than perfect conditions. So get started now. Right now. Stop waiting. You're not going to get perfect. I tried. It doesn't happen. I just fell apart. With each step you take, you will grow stronger and stronger and more skilled and more self-confident and more successful. Mark Victor Hansen. Actually, you guys, you know what? I feel more confident today with all of the mistakes and screw-ups I've made than I did a long time ago before I made those mistakes. Because I've now accepted that I'm human and I make mistakes and that it's okay. And you know what? You can't wait for everything to be perfect. You can't. It's never going to be there. So sometimes, like I told a really good friend of mine who went to body pump training, he was a little nervous. He wanted to have just the right enough weight and be just strong enough to go and take that pump training. And I said, jump. And he took that leap of faith and he's a freaking rock star. And so you got to take that leap of faith in yourself. Stop waiting. I don't have a perfect body. I am not the perfect mom. I am not the perfect trainer. If I was going to wait for all that, I wouldn't ever make it live. I'm just going to be honest and real with you guys. This is life. Let's do this. Let's gain some mental toughness so we can get through these hard times and so we can come out stronger for the next thing to come because we have that treasure in the jars of clay. God bless you guys. I love you. Thanks for hanging with me for the last, man, we talked for like 30 minutes and I cried and this was awesome. I just want to tell you thank you. Thanks for following me. Thanks for being my friend. And I appreciate each one of you guys. And if you guys ever need to talk about anything, just know I'm here. Just a text away or a messenger away. Just send me a little message. I'd love to hear it. Yeah, boom, mic drop. I love it, Nate. Love you guys. Thank you for taking time to tune in. And I will see you guys soon. I'm going to post this right now, and then I'm going to put it on YouTube too. Please make sure you guys subscribe. Thank you.